How do? So I'm back again with, I think for the time being, it's probably going to be my last review until something else new comes in, which I don't think, well, I've got a couple of pre-orders, but the Fans Toys ones, so when they arrive, your guess is as good as mine. I may be even more grey by the time they land. But, focusing on now, I'm going to be talking about Takara Tomy's Missing Link C-06 Cordon, which is there. This little fellow in the black and white box. I like this, by the way. I like the... oh wait, we'll get round to that. I wasn't initially going to pick this up. I did get it offered, and sorry, I turned it down at the time. And then when I had a mind to picking it up, it wasn't there anymore, so I had to go somewhere else for it. Again, profuse apologies. You know who you are. So yes, it's here now. What stemmed it was Delta Magnus. That's what did it. I mean, I had an idea that Delta Magnus would come to the Missing Link line when I saw that they were doing Ultra Magnus, but I didn't realise it'd be so soon. So when I did see that, I thought, yeah, the Cordon would look nice with Delta Magnus, displayed together. So that explains that. So that's who I'm looking at. The keen-eyed amongst you and who follow me on the other social media outlets will know that I am doing this ass backwards. Usually I do the video review and then I do a written review with some lovely nice pictures. I've done it the opposite way around this time. I've done the nice pictures, I've done the written review. Although what I did do intentionally though on the written review, I haven't put all the pictures with that. I've held quite a lot back, which I will put at the end of my... Well, it's not going to be a review because I've done that in the written part, so I think what I'll do this time is I'll just take a look at it rather than review it. But at the end of this video, taking a look at, not review, I will put all the photos for you to see. Is there anything else? Let me just have a look at my list. No, I think that covers it. Right, let's cue the VT intro and we'll get on with it, shall we? Well, the box is as good a place to start as any. So I've got it here now, and we've got this black and white outer box. I'll be honest with you, I've not researched this. I know nothing about it, so I've no idea why some of them, I know all of them don't come in this black and white box, but some of them do. So I ought to really have researched that, but I didn't. Anyone who does know, I'm sure you'd be kind enough to pop a comment down below and let me know, or I could just look into it afterwards and maybe put some text up on the screen which explains it. My assumption at this stage would be that perhaps it's to differentiate the releases that are based upon lines from the Transformers and ones that are the Diaclone inspired colour variations. That's my assumption, but we'll find out at some point. I've also, you may notice there's a ruler there as well. That isn't, I'm not measuring it, it's not for scale, it's just that this is what I use to open the boxes so I don't damage the flaps. I like a nice tidy flap. Don't like to see them all gnarly and bent and crooked. And this is a very old ruler. I'm old. This ruler is probably about another 20 years older than me. This used to belong to my dad, did this, so yeah. It's been useful over many years. I've used it many times and I'm still carrying on using it now. But we're not here to talk about the ruler. We're here to talk about this. So let's get it open. You'll appreciate I already have had this open because I did the photo reviews. I've done photographs for the written review, and I've also done some photos over Instagram as well. but because I don't like that then, that would a bit there we go, that's got it. It was a bit hairy there, unlike me. So as we can see, we've got this spacer in there to maintain the integrity of this flap here. Let's just slide him out. And there it is. Just put this box away to one side. And do we need? Oh yes, we'll still need the ruler to open the this inner box. Keen eye amongst you as well will notice that this is not in here, and that's because when it is in here, it bends and folds, and I'm trying to straighten this out. What I did with Sunstreaker, the instruction booklet and the collector card and that lot, I actually put in the box with Missing Link Convoy, Optimus Prime, because I don't like it when it folds and bends over. But anyway, we'll just pop that to one side, pop the ruler to one side, and we'll talk about these, seeing as though that's what we're on about already. Open it up, that nice little crinkly crackle of the sellotape. Collector card, which is collector paper thing. They've cheaped out a bit now of Takara on this, because at one time the collector's cards used to be quite rigid and firm, but these are now just really. I mean, I do like this at the back, but the quality of it's gone down, and it's got a little punch hole at the top here, and I've absolutely no idea why. I don't know. Perhaps they're thinking that people might pin them to a board or something. Maybe wear them around the neck as kind of like a pass, a multi-pass. Look, I'm coming in here because I've got a collector card for Cordon, which will probably get you, well, probably get you into the loony bin rather than get you in any VIP or backstage pass kind of thing. We have the usual tech spec decoder. I'm saying usual, but you know what I mean. This actually does feel a bit more thicker and solider. Solider? Is that a word? Solider? I don't think it is. Than what it used to be back in the day. We've got a set of stickers, because you may not like the tamper-graphed details that's on there, that's tamper-graphed with texture and moulding as well, so you might not like that, and you might want to stick paper stickers over the top for some reason. Who knows? It's an interesting choice that they've gone for paper stickers rather than foil ones. Well, maybe it's another cost-saving thing. Instructions. I'll just fold them out. I think by now you probably won't need instructions to transform Sunstreaker / Cordon. But if you do, here they are to guide you through that process. And it also gives you a little indication of where to put the stickers, where to rub it so you can see what faction it is, although with it being Cordon, well, I know Cordon is a character, but I don't recognise it as a character particularly. I just recognise it as a kind of a Diaclone reissue, and then it just shows you how to use the tech spec decoder. Then back to the front, it gives you a rundown of the accessories and just a little splurge there about the little Diaclone driver, that he's got magnets in his feet and that he has 4 points of articulation. Oh, what's that there? I'm curious as to what that's indicating or highlighting, that there's a little hole on that back flap. That's just caught my eye. Why? Pray tell. Again, something I'll look up afterwards. So pop that there. And then we have a little booklet, pamphlet of sorts, if you will, just taking you through the current Missing Link releases. Love that artwork there. Always have done. It's very nice. And then we've got Sunstreaker there with the Diaclone driver painted up to look like, I'm assuming, Spike or Sparkplug. We've then got Cordon. with the Diaclone driver. I don't know, a police officer, whatever. I have no idea. And on the back again, we've got some more lovely artwork, which again, I do like that. And then we've got Missing Link Convoy in both his toy version and cartoon version, or animated version. And then we've got Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. Or is it Bumble and Cliff? And then just a little splurge about 85 and 86 there. So the releases of Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, and then the Versus set that Sunstreaker, because Sunstreaker didn't see an individual release over in Japan, it came in this Versus set with Buzzsaw and Skids. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I mean, why anyone would want Skids is beyond me, but oh. No. And breathe. That wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy that. Let's put this lot back together and get it back in the bag. Without a colourblind hedgehog. As you can see, no colourblind hedgehogs in there. That's back in there, nice and tidy. Let's put that to one side out of the way. Cordon in his box. Nice display there. Like the artwork. Like the window, so you can view the figure. Sorry, the Cordon figure, and then the little Diaclone driver figure. Lots of kind of no idea what it says, but it's Cordon. T-Spark. I don't know what that is. I need to look into that. Absolutely useless, aren't I? I know nothing. No, actually, I know everything about nothing. And then again, not too much about that. Transformation sequence on the top there. Transformers, C-06. On the bottom, a lot of guff about this, that, and other. And I'm sure it's the Japanese version of telling people not to insert it or swallow it. Side there with a toy. Back, we've got the tech spec, probably a bit of a readout of what he does and his capabilities, etc. Some more warnings. It's a shame that that lovely artwork there is covered up by all this guff. Is that different to that side? Yeah, it's yeah. So we've got, that's more in the traditional how he would have been, very rigid, not too articulate. And then on this side, we've got him in his Missing Link guys, all articulated up to the nines. And then those... that's interesting. I've never put those on in car mode, but they seem to have them here. That's interesting. I've always just left them and put them on in robot mode. But, gonna do. Right, I will, through the wonder of editing, I'll do something that makes it fade out to me opening the box. And we're opening the box. You see that? That's amazing. Is that like that? The technicality. No AI enabling here. I tell you that. Let's just open this flat up here. I say that because that's quite funny. Yeah. I won't get into that. Did I just think that or say that? No, I thought something, but then I said I'm not getting into that. Okay, let's move. We don't need the ruler. There he is, look at that. I don't know how that's showing up on the camera because a lot of light reflecting off the white polystyrene. Not to worry. So let's just slide Cordon out. Let's slide his missile things out and his shoulder pad things. Let's get his gun out. Let's get the Diaclone driver out, which is helped by that little thing. And then I'm going to have to maybe use the gun here to... Oh, slippery little sucker. There we go. So we're going to get rid of the box. This is no point having that here now. We've got the figure out. Magic, disappeared. Okay, let's talk about this stuff first. Missiles or arm cannon. if you will, however you want to use it or describe it. Very nice and shiny, very chromed. On the sprue, that's where they're staying. They're not coming off the sprue. Chromed gun, which is upside down. No, it's the right way around. Again, very nice. Looking very shiny, very reflective, which I'm sure is not doing the camera much good. And it's just a chromed up version of the gun that comes with Sideswipe and Red Alert, and myriad of other Sideswipe repaints. Okay, down there. We have bloated fists. These are so you can make it look more like you're back in the 80s. I like them. I like them. It'd have been nice if they'd have put peg holes, or, excuse me, if they'd have done another set with peg holes, so then you could hold his gun with the bloated fists. But I'm sure someone will get around to 3D printing them at some point, so you can do that. And then we've got these shoulder, excuse me, whatever they are, shoulder pads, shoulder extensions. They're not rockets or anything like that. I've no idea what they are. They're just kind of shoulder things, which let's have a look. Are they? Yeah, they are. I'm sure you'd probably be able to put them at the end of his arm as well, if you wanted to. I may do that when we transform him. And then the Diaclone driver, the little itty-bitty driver, with his magnetic feet and his 4 points of articulation. So the arms lift up, the legs swing forwards and backwards. Do they go all the way back? No, they don't. That's fine, because why would they want to go all the way back? And we can get him in a little seating pose there like that. But he won't stand up because this surface isn't level, and also one of the magnets is not sitting flush on his feet. So when I put him like that, he won't stand up. Okay. Accessories done. Car. Brum, 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 brum. Excuse the brumming noises. I'm actually 5 years old. Actually, no, I do myself a disservice. I'm probably more at 8, maybe 10. It looks lovely, doesn't it? It is, of course, a mythical car. Well, up to there, it's a real car. It's a Lamborghini Countach LP500S. But then when you get to this bit, it's just like, pretend! It's a bit Alvin Stardust. Do you remember that? He did a song called Let's Pretend. Pretend you're happy. Stop. Look at that. That's very nice. I had to just stop talking in a moment because I still had that song in my head, and I thought if I just carry on, I'm just going to carry on singing. That's not good for me, and it's certainly not good for you. So let's talk about the car. Police symbols, tamper-graphed headlights. There we go. Nothing at the front, side, tamper-graphed. I'm assuming that's Japanese for police. Around the back, no detail at the back. The other side, again, more police. That's also painted. The insert there, where on the original it was a sticker, as were these as well. I think these were a sticker as well at the bottom of the doors. This wasn't. This was all painted, if I recall rightly. And then on the top, going back to the top, we've got the that. I'm assuming that's the police symbol. We've got the light cluster, and then we've got this lovely chromed, which these are the air intakes for the supercharger, and then we've got that molded. See if I can get it in a bit closer and hope it focuses in. But yeah, that is lovely, is that? So it's not just painted on there; it's actually molded as well. There's texture to it, as you can feel as you rub your finger across it. And then chromed spoiler at the back. And if you want, while he's driving about, you can say, hello, hello, hello there, hello there, about your business. Oi, you're nicked, son. No, right, okay, he's not from the north of England. Car, as I showed you earlier on, it does brum rather nicely. chromed out wheels, rubber tyres, underneath very plain and bland. That's that hole, isn't it? I want to know what that's for, why it highlighted that. Oh, I wonder if when he's in robot mode you can put his gun there. That must be what it's for. Ah, clever. Well, not really, it's just logical. We can then open... Well, we could do if we had any nails. There we go. Open the cockpit area. I'm going to call it a cockpit area because it's not opening like a traditional car door. And then if we just bend the little Diaclone driver's arms up and his legs into like his seated position, we can then pop him in there. There he is. He's in there, ready to drive. I like the moulded detail here, which is more visible when you get him in robot mode. You can see it on his legs, but that lends to it. Excuse me. It lends more to it being more like a futuristic kind of car, especially with the centralised seating area as well. A bit like the McLaren F1, wasn't it? That had a centralised seat. Then we pop that back down. It fits rather nicely. I don't know if you can see him through the window there. But he's in there nice and snug. Ready to go and arrest some baddies. Like that. Woo, woo, woo. You know, the sirens are going off. And oh, my hands are quite slippery today for some reason. Okay, so that's the car. Let's get the driver out of that, because we don't want to transform him with you in. That would end up in lots of things getting squished and there'd be blood and screaming, and it just generally wouldn't be good. Because it's a G1 transformer, or it's like, yeah, because it is a G1 transformer or alike, I will transform these on camera, whereas when it comes to masterpieces, no balls to that. I ain't doing that. So where do I start? Well, I think I'm going to start by just untabbing that little flap there at the back. We've already got that opened up. You can probably see little tabs here, so just move them out like that, and then that should allow me then to separate the legs and then extend them down like so. There we go. And then if I tilt the feet up and then push out to the side and rotate up, same on the other side, push out. Come on, no, sorry, pushing, sorry, that's it. There we go. And that's the legs. There we go. GoBot mode. Very silly, aren't they? Let's get the arms out. Like that. And then need to do this bit here. This all twists and pushes round like that. That then goes in there like that. Bring that down. That clips in. I shouldn't have put that in first, should I? You see, this is actually a bit more... It's a bit fiddlier than what... there we go. The original one was. I think it's because they've added kind of like extra tabbage in there. Tabbage, is that it's not a word, but I'm going to make it a word. Tabbage. This is tabbage, where you can tab things in, not to be confused with the cabbage. Let's lift his head up. We'll flip that back up there like that now. What we'll do is, I'll just twist his arms around like that, because I don't want the screws or rivets showing. So there he is in robot mode, sans fist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop his bloated fists in. Oh, before I forget, put his shoulder thingies on, whatever they are. There we go. Shoulder thingies. And we'll put the bloated fists in. then we can go for that authentic 80s kind of vibe feel. And there he is. How does that look? I like that. I do like that. Again, I will say, I kind of wish they'd put an extra set of these bloated fists in with the holes. Excuse me. So then you could pop his gun in his hand. But it's not a problem. It isn't a problem. I'm not going to worry about it. Not at all. I want to try this. I'm going to take one of them out. And I'm going to take that fist out there. And I'm going to put... Oh, right, no, it won't. If I push that out a bit like that, will it... Yeah, well, there we go. He's got kind of a... What was it? It's that attachment that you got with Masterpiece Soundwave, innit? It's like, makes it look like he's got a dustbuster. He's the same, isn't he? Cordon is going to go vacking up. It's like... He's doing the shake and vac. That's what he's doing. Let's take that back up there. That's all right, you lie down. That's fine. It's fine. I'll do all the work. Excuse me. Sorry, I've got a bit of a tickle this morning. Right, there we go. So let's pop that fist back in. So we've got the 80s look there. I'm going to pop that gun on his back. Will it? Obviously have to put it at an angle somewhat. There we go. But yeah. Nice. Very nice. Okay, let's get these big fists out and we'll show you the full transformation to get the articulated hands out, which is just opening up this panel here. Get your nail in, twizzle them round. That's one. Same again on the other side. Click down, nail, twizzle out, close back again. And there we have it. In his full Missing Link articulated mode. Let's get that gun back off his back and pop it in his hand. Looking good. Looking good. So some of the detail. We've got that moulded work here on the shin area, and then on the side of the leg we've got this detailing here which you can't see in vehicle mode, you only see it in robot mode, but again it's tampoed on, but there's also as well, I say tampoed, it's not, it's painted actually. There is some texture here, so it's not just flat paint, and it does feel like you can feel the crosses and this cog thing here, so there is texture to that, which is nice. It's on the same side as well, the other side's the same. And then if I flip open the windscreen area, we've then got this area here that's painted, kind of like a red and black stripe thing going on. Maybe it's the bottom of Dennis the Menace's jumper, who knows. And then we've got this area here around the side of where the cockpit area is. Well, it's not the cockpit, that's misleading because it isn't. The cockpit area is down here when he's in vehicle mode. But I suppose it could be a bit of I suppose you could put the Diplone driver in when he's in robot mode. I'm pretty sure you can, but he won't be facing it. But we'll try it. In fact, I think that's how it's supposed to be, because they are pilots. These are more mech suits, I think, than robots in the Diplone line. So he would be piloting it, even though he's just facing down like so. Yeah. There we go. So he's back in. This area here is painted, and also there is some moulding there, so there is ridges, and it feels, you can feel the detail. Let's close that back up again, shall we? You've now got your pilot in your Cordon, so if you don't do as you're told, they'll take over.
Just popping that. Just want to shift position because I'm actually here on my knees doing this.
I'm not sat at a table or anything like that, so my old legs are giving me a bit of jip. Okay, let's take that out. Articulation. Start at the legs. So we have the legs can bend out like so. There we go. Would they go down? No, they won't go all the way down because he could maybe on his wheels like that, couldn't he? So they go all the way out, back to about there, and then they come out. So he could go into a seated position like that. Oh, rub sign there. We've then got knee, and surprisingly enough, it's a double jointed knee he's got, which so he can bend all the way back like so. Feet, no upward tilt. There's lots of downward tilt, but that's more for the transformation rather than anything else. We've got, I don't know if you can hear that, we've got clickiness going on, and we've then got a bit of a mild tilt of the foot. Feet, either side. Hands, open, like so. And the hands rotate round. But not only do they rotate round, they also pop out as well because they're on pegs as well. Pop it back in. Elbow joint, like that. Arms swivel round, like that. They rotate round, like that. We've then got, I suppose, what you classify as a butterfly. They can bring both arms in, like so. And then we've also got this added. So they will swing upwards to give you a little bit more, even more articulation. Pop them back down like that. And then the head, it can nod. But again, that's more transformation. And then we have limited range side to side, like so. And that's your articulation for Missing Link Cordon. Well, I've just thought of another GoBot mode. There you go. It's a GoBot. I'm not mocking GoBots. I like GoBots. It's possible to like Transformers and GoBots at the same time. And there we go. That's it. I'm not going to bother transforming back into car because I can't bother at this moment in time. And I don't want to keep you any longer than what I need to. So I've talked about the box, which is there. Talked about the outer box, which is there. I've talked about the booklets and pamphlets and the bag that doesn't have any colourblind hedgehogs in it. I've talked about the accessories, which are those, and I've talked about Cordon himself. That's about it. Is there anything else? Oh, I talked about the little square spacer thing, and I spoke about the polystyrene, and I also talked about this little plastic sheet that the Diaclone driver sits in. And that's it. No more to say. With that, I will hand you back to, I'll hand you back to me. Okay then, that's that. Final thoughts. Read the review that I've put on the Vaults of Icon website. Those are my final thoughts. I'm not going to elaborate more on that. This was just a bit of fun, really. I just wanted to take a look at it and film it, and do this for you to have a watch and enjoy. Hopefully, I like the figure. Oh, as I always say, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't buy it. And it's nice to have it with the other Missing Links. I'm really looking forward to what's to come from the line. Ultra Magnus, Delta Magnus. Really looking forward to Grimlock. Hopefully they will do more with the line. As in, I would like to see them round out the Arc crew. So I'd like to see them do like Sideswipe and Blue Streak and Prowl and Jazz. Trailbreaker. I think Trailbreaker will make a really nice one to give the Missing Link treatment to. and so on. And especially Ironhide and Ratchet. I would love to see what they can do with Ironhide and Ratchet on a Missing Link version. And I hope they don't give them heads. That sounds so wrong, doesn't it? But you know what I mean. But maybe do a moulded head that's behind the screen, that have a moulded head behind the screen rather than the just a sticker. I would like to see that. That'd be pretty cool to see. And then move on to the Decepticons as well. Soundwave would benefit immensely from the Missing Link treatment. I'd love to see how they tackle the Seekers, Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp. If anybody's going to do it, Takara Tomy will do it, and that's Megatron. I would love to see a Missing Link Megatron. I hope they do him. Again, that sounds odd. I hope they do a Missing Link Megatron, and I hope that somehow we are able to benefit from that awesomeness here in the UK and in the States. More so the States, where they have issues with toys that look like weaponry. So yeah, there's a lot of potential with the Missing Link line. And past that as well, past the art crew, it would be nice to see. I didn't have these back in the day, although I always did admire them. But I'd like to see the Headmasters get the Missing Link treatment. I think, you know, Chrome Dome, Hardhead, Brainstorm, and the other one whose name escapes my memory at the moment, I think they would look good with, you know, rudimentary articulation. So yeah, lots of potential. Really looking forward to. The other thing I hope that Takara Tomy don't do is, I get a feeling sometimes that maybe they get bored with a particular line. The Transformers collection, you may know that as the book style ones that people incorrectly refer to as the Dreamwave art. It's not Dreamwave art. It looks similar, but it's not. They got to 21 and then just abandoned it. Didn't bother carrying on. The collector's edition reissues, they got so far within them and then they abandoned them. Encore, again, got so far in, abandoned them. We need a bit more commitment to it. I've said in other interviews, in other reviews, and when I've been on streams and people have asked me about it, if I had a cast iron guarantee that the Missing Link line would continue and actually be something, I would consider chopping in my Masterpiece collection and focusing on that, because I have my G1 collection. It's all the characters from the first season of the cartoon, and I would happily reflect that in the Missing Link line. I have it reflected in my Masterpiece line, but if Missing Link was going to be a thing, a permanent full-time thing, then yeah, I think the Masterpiece would go and make way for that. It's more in line with my collecting soul, I think. I love Masterpiece, don't get me wrong, and it's fantastic engineering and they look really nice. But I didn't factor Missing Link being a thing, and now it is. It's kind of like, well, yeah, I'm more for the original toys, and now I've got this. It's like, maybe I don't need those. But I digress, and I am also doing copious amounts of waffle. Far too much waffle. Back onto topic. Cordon. Yes, love Cordon. He's great. I love the colour scheme. I like the police car thing going off for him. And I like the fact that it's giving us Diaclone style or inspired vehicles and robots, and I hope that continues as well. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I don't know when the next lot of content's going to be coming up. Maybe, oh no, there will be. Not Transformers related, but I picked up Black Series Jango Fett the other week and it arrived damaged, so I've sent that back. Hasbro Pulse has been in touch with me. They're sending me a replacement out, so when that comes I think I might do a short video on that, because I did one on the Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett, which was a fantastic cracking figure, love it. So I think it's only fair to do one on his Pops and do one on Jango. But past that, no, unless something else comes across my desk or comes into the vault, there probably won't be much for the, I won't say foreseeable future, but at the moment, I'll figure something. I've got plenty of stuff in the vaults tucked away that I could do content on. Maybe I'll look at doing that. If you'd like to see that, again, let me know. Drop a comment and I'm sure I can arrange that. So again, for now, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you taking the time. And take care. All the best. Bye for now.
Vault's a fucking icon.